Alright, so the last part of the video, I'm going to do this one by elimination because the y's cancel each other, and we're left with 12x is equal to 24 divided by 12, x equals 2. I'm going to plug it back into either equation. I'm going to use the top one, get the same answer either way. Subtract 14 on both sides, and y equals -5. For problem number 32, we got x plus 4y minus z equals 20, 3x plus 2y plus z equals 8, and 2x minus 3y plus 2z equals -16. So the best thing to do is use the matrix 1, 4, -1. Remember, it's 3 by 4 in case your calculator is not on 3 by 4. 20, 3, 2, 1, 8, and 2, -3, 2, -16. You do RREF, which is under math, and then number. Remember to quit out of the matrix first. RREF of A, and it'll tell you that the top is 1, the next one is 4. This was -3, so we got x equals 1, y equals 4, and z equals -3. Alright, so for this one we have a system of inequalities, and so I'm going to have y is greater than -x plus 1. So here's the plus 1, down 1 over 1, and this is going to be a solid line. Make it as straight as possible. Remember, the graphs are already there for you, just have to pick the right one. 2x minus 4, down 4, up 2 over 1, and we are going to make a dotted line. Since we are greater than, this should be greater than or equal to, we are shading above that line. Greater than this one means that we are above this one, and so since we're above both lines, we shade this portion over here. Alright, so in problem number 34 we have this bicycle and tricycle problem. So I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to make this, take off the coordinate plane because we can always use it because we're only in the first quadrant. So x is going to equal the number of bicycles because we're making bicycles and tricycles. Y is equal to the tricycles. So the Acme Cycle Company says machine A takes 3 hours to make a bicycle and 4 hours to make a tricycle. And so for machine A we got 3 hours to make a bicycle, 4 hours to make a tricycle. 3x plus 4y is going to be less than or equal to 450 because of machine A. And machine B has 5 hours for a bicycle and 2 hours for a tricycle, and that's less than or equal to 400. So when I solve this, I'm going to subtract the 3x. So we got 4y is -3x plus 450, and then I divide by 4. And I got y is less than or equal to -3/4 x plus 112.5. And then for the green one, I have -2y. Sorry, that should be +2y. Is less than -5x plus 400, which means when I divide by 2, we get y is less than or equal to -5/2 x plus 200. So there are my two So there's what I'm going to start with. So I'm going to do my green one first. So we're going to make these each 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 200, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. And so I'm going to put my first point there. I'm going to go down 5 over 2, down 5 over 2, and there's going to be my graph. Now 112.5 is going to be somewhere over there, and it's then going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 4. I'm going to use my calculator to find the intersection point over here, which turns out to be 50.75. This is the shaded area. This point is pretty obvious. It turns out to be at, alright, so this green one is going to be at 80, 0, and this one is at 0, 112.5 because that's the y-intercept we had. Now we're going to put this in the equation. I'm not going to worry about 0, 0 because we're not obviously going to sell nothing. And we're going to put it into the equation of how much money we make on the bike, which is 6x, plus how much we make on the tricycle, which is 4y. So when I plug this number into this equation for x and y, it turns out to be $450. When I put this number in, it turns out to be $600. And when I put in 80, 0, it turns out to be $480. So the maximum profit is $600. Alright, for the next problem, we have a total of 8,500 movie tickets that cost $64,600. The matinee costs 5, students cost 6, and regular admissions are $850. And then we got twice as many student accounts as there are matinees. So first we need to know that x equals the matinee, y equals the student, and z equals the regular. So since we sold 8,500 tickets, we got x plus y plus z equals 8,500. Now it says that it costs $5 for a matinee and $6 for the student and $850, and we're going to make $64,600 on those. And then the most confusing part is it says twice as many students as the matinee. So we need 2 times the matinee to equal the students. And I'm also going to subtract y on both sides, so we got 2x minus y equals 0. Now what they're asking for is the matrix setup. So we wrote the equations, now we need the setup. Then we got 5, 6, 8.5, comma, 64,600. And then we got 2, -1, 0, and 0 for the bottom line. Okay, we have another similar setup where x is going to equal the carnations, y is equal to roses, and z is equal to the daisies. So first we're told that they sell 200 flowers, so x plus y plus z equals 200. Next we need the prices, so it was $150 for the carnations plus $575 for the roses plus $2.60 for the daisies, and it came out to $589.50. It also said that they ordered mostly carnations and 20 fewer roses than daisies. So the roses, which was Y, 20 fewer roses, so equals the daisies minus 20, because we sorted more daisies than roses, so that evened it out. So once again, I'm going to subtract Z on both sides, so we got Y minus Z equals negative 20. The matrix is 1, 1, 1, 200, 1.5, 5.75, 2.60, so that should be 1.50, 589.50, and the bottom row has 0 x's, 1 y, negative 1 z, and negative 20. Once again, we're not solving this, so we move on to the next problem. For problem number 37, we just have to put this in the matrix. They already have it set up for me. 1, negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 6, 3, 2, 0. Don't forget to put in that 0 because there are no z's in the second equation. And then on the bottom we got negative 4, 1, negative 1, 12. And when I do this, it gives me the answer of negative 5, 3. And so if I need to know what x plus y is, that's negative 5 plus negative 5, which is negative 10. You may as well do the next one on the same page. The top row is the same type of thing. Negative 5, 3, 6, 4. Negative 3, 1, 5, negative 5. And negative 4, 2, 1, 13. This time when I put in the matrix and do the RREF, I get negative 2, 4, and negative 3. And we need z plus x, so negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. Last one. We're just supposed to put this into the matrix. So we got negative 6, negative 2, 2, and negative 8 on the top row. 3, negative 2, negative 4, 8 in the middle row. 6, negative 2, negative 6, negative 18 for the bottom row. And that is all for this particular video.